Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a Thursday evening of a traveling band, which is a Root the Role-Playing game, TTRPG. It's going to be run by our auspicious and fabulous Misha. Tell us about it.
Hello. So yes, it is in fact the Root role-playing game, which is based off of a board game, a game of woodland might and right. Which is an asymmetric war game featuring widely different factions of anthropomorphic animals vying for power. So in this RPG game, we are in fact in the woodland, which is locked in a power struggle between the Eyrie dynasties, the Great Underground Duchy, or the GUD, as we've been calling it, and the Corvid Conspiracy. But our players are a bunch of vagabonds who are traveling around and causing trouble, and they certainly don't have any lasting effect on any of the ongoing power struggles or anything. So anyway, let's go around, introduce your character, what you may remember doing or not, everything like that. So we can start with Tough. This way, Tough.
Hi, I'm Maddie Tough, or Tougher Dwarf than some other random nickname. Also very stream on Twitch. I am playing V, who is just an adorable, sweet little otter who never does anything wrong ever. She's just got a wide variety of experience under her belt, like wedding planning, almost sort of accidentally getting a princess kidnapped, but we don't count that one. Running historical societies that are totally legit and focused on preservation, not just taking people's. So yeah, she's very fascinated with history and all of that good stuff, but you gotta eat, so that's fine. Go, Sin.
Hi, I'm Sin, or Sinful__potato on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, most social media sites. Yeah, I play Fritz, who is a very lucky little kitty. So cute, so adorable. Is super innocent and has never set anything on fire. Nope, nope, nope.
I'm sorry, an editorial interjection here. The narrator points to a cornfield, a barn. I think there's at least one other thing that has definitely been on fire due to explosions.
Yeah.
All right.
An
Continue,
alley,
please.
an entire settlement.
Minor details. But
Lots of penguins.
Fritz did entertain a nice crowd with some beautiful pyrotechnics. And it all went all smoothly. And no one could understand why there was then an angry mob that chased them away. Why?
Hello, I'm Twi'lek, and I am playing Hector. Hector is a heron. Hector is also dating a beaver named Radio. And we did specifically line away dating other species of animals. So, nobody noticed. SJ.
I'm SJ, or SJ_sidekick. I was super prepared for this game. As you can tell, I'm wearing green like a frog. I have been in heavy anticipation all week for this game. I will be playing Tak, who is a ranger frog, and they have some connections with the Corvid Conspiracy. Marsh is their ward because they helped him out a while ago, so that's who Tak is marked as their ward to protect them, even though Marsh definitely thinks Tak is just a small little frog and doesn't realize they're like a ninja frog, essentially. And that's really the only reason Tak has not left the group, because Tak and Fritz do not agree on many things, and Tak is worried Fritz is eventually going to blow up Marsh. So.
Yeah, I think you're misremembering. You're my ward.
Right.
Just so we're super clear about that. So I am Marshmallow Nimosmark, or Marsh, who, as you can tell by his lovely portrait, is no normal weasel. He is a mink. And he knows it. And more importantly, everyone in every clearing anywhere in the woodland knows it, because he is famous and beloved everywhere he goes because of his charming personality and his way with words and his turn of tune and fabulous planning capabilities. And mind like a steel trap. And what he can add to the story is everything's gone fabulously. He is more famous than ever before. Something about a penguin pirate, which was fabulous. Another settlement is in our thrall. Time to go spread the brand.
Yes, the brand. So if you could switch to the map quick, just to give everyone an update where we are. And also hoping the sound's still going through. But at any rate, so they're on a boat in the lake. This is all the woodland. Please observe this map that I did draw. They're deciding where to go. Last I heard, it was probably at Rooston. In fact, to recap, more or less linearly happened from the times before. They fled Rooston after the wedding incident, where one of the brides was kidnapped by an agent of the Erie dynasties, and a barn exploded, and two of them, Fritz and Tack, are wanted. And they took Rodia's ferry over to Oakenhold, where they helped out the denizens of the city with the aftermath of the large flood, where this historical society was founded. And they accused Victor of being part of the Corvid conspiracy and of stealing an earring, which he didn't steal, but somebody else did, Hector. And apparently ghosts are real, are the exciting things we learned about last time. So this is where they are. They are leaving Oakenhold and going somewhere, so you can switch back. All right. So our scene is on the boat. It's probably during the day after you left. It's easy sailing. What are you all doing?
Sunning ourselves, I suppose. Regaling our... I assume that there are some sailors that we don't know well, so of course we have to corner them and regale them with all our stories of adventure and
actually,
fame.
this is a boat. This is Rodia's ferry, but it's small enough that it's just you guys on it, because she did have to leave in a hurry last time, and she doesn't know where you're going yet, so she couldn't take on any other passengers.
Well, then I will practice telling stories to people I haven't met yet.
With Tack, I'm sure.
Yes, Tack is a very good audience. Where are we going?
I'm trying to remember, did I get a letter from Fanny last time?
I also don't remember if you got a letter from her.
I think I did.
I think you did, from your
Feel
wolf
like
girlfriend.
You might have.
Yeah.
Yes, there was some.
The blacksmith from Rooston.
Yeah, Flan. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm reading that repeatedly.
Wasn't Hector fixing something or something?
No, she was fixing something. Hector stole something. Hector borrowed something and forgot to give it back. And then V took it to her wolf girlfriend, who has very dirty paws. Just saying.
Hey. They're great. And they forge beautiful things that will be remembered in history as important, fantastical objects.
They're not very good forgeries if they were remembered as forgeries.
It can be remembered as a forgery. It can be remembered as the legit thing. That's how good of a forgery it is.
So anything could be a forgery?
It could.
What about fire?
No.
Difficult to forge.
Different. Very, very different, Fritz.
Did
we check Fritz before getting on the boat? Did we make sure there weren't any matches or fighters or flint or anything remotely fire starty?
I don't know. I didn't do it.
I'm gonna go frisk Fritz. What do you have in your pockets?
Don't worry. I checked them before. We have an understanding about how much fire can be on the ship, right, Fritz? Rodia's.
Yes.
We're good.
All right.
Non fire.
She slaps her tail for emphasis.
Are we worried about another pirate attack?
Well, you drove him off pretty good last time, but you never know what's on the lake until you roll the dice. But at any rate, where are we headed? I mean, the main route tends just to go between here and Rooston, but I can maneuver us around if you'd like.
Well, we're much beloved in Rooston, so we can always
Not
go
all
back
of us.
there.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's-
I'm a decorated wedding planner.
Yes. I'm a
You give out medals for that?
premier performer.
Don't worry about the medals. I did it. I'll have Flan make me one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we left really early that morning, right? In the cover of darkness.
Well, we got lots of sleep at the wedding. At least V and I did. Quite
yeah,
publicly.
it was very, very exhausting and
Yes.
traumatizing.
Well, it would be if we were
So we
awake
just had to
remember.
leave the bad memories.
Yes.
Right. So in that case, maybe we shouldn't go back there. Bad memories and all.
Well, but there's good memories too. I mean, you know, like certain blacksmiths.
Oh.
You've been reading that letter an awful lot.
I mean, it's very well written.
Yes.
It's important to documentate the mundane things because that's still fascinating in the future when historians look back on our time. It gives insight to how we lived. And that's why I've been reading it a lot.
Right. Well, another question, Rhodia, is where are important things happening? Like, first, we were present for, a hugely successful diplomatic event. And then we were most recently successful for the rebuilding of an entire town that was taken out by a natural disaster or labor uprising or something. So I think we should seek the next pivotal event in history so that V has something to do.
I do like being at pivotal points in history.
Yes.
There's a lot happening everywhere in the world.
That's not helpful.
No, it's not. But
What
if you were
about
to ask
Flatholm? That's
me-
the next city along the coast, right?
Well, Icetrap's not too far from here.
That sounds not at all ominous. Don't your connections in the river folk tell you anything about, I don't know, trade things or...
Well, to be fair, I've mostly been hanging around you all for the last amount of time. So,
Yes. We could marry you and Hector. I mean, probably not in Rooston, given that
let's
the
not go using those
Given
fancy
the-
words there.
venue
I
is
mean-
destroyed.
I mean, look, the
So
ending wasn't
Icetrap.
beautiful, but the beginning was.
Yes.
How's Icetrap?
Tell us about it.
Oh well, it has some of its own share of problems, I think, which I only wrote down 2. I
Well, there's
actually
no Yuri or GUD there, right?
I don't think they're there. I mean, it's close to all of the rest of them.
So central.
Like, it's in between.
Right, it's right between Tonnery and Rooston, right on the route. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's not next in line.
Yeah. And Jack, you specifically might have some insight onto here because of past, and I just say that you are aware that the Corvid conspiracy, specifically Mander Damon, who's a crow who you worked with before. I think you had gotten in knowledge that he is in Icetrap currently.
Well, I haven't been to
So
Icetrap in
Icetrap,
ages.
everyone's good with Icetrap?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, Rhodia, what's there to do in Icetrap? I mean, is there maybe a garden we could go around? Or a little waxwork museum?
You know, it's actually known for a bit of spelunking because there's a bunch of caverns underneath the cliff face, because the town kind of is on a plateau, and then under the plateau is a little kind of like cave situation. That's why it's called Icetrap, because it like traps the ice in the winter, you know. But that's where all the docks lead up to. You can see all the caves from beyond. A little more dangerous than I think a walk in the garden, though.
That sounds very romantic, Rhodia.
Yeah.
Not a good place to go drinking.
I mean, there's good
fire?
places. Oh, well, not a fire. They do have a wood shop there, so it's always been a favorite place of mine. They always we get some, you know, bonus gnawing wood, you know, help them out a little bit and getting things cut down to shape. It's a beaver thing. Don't worry about it.
Do you eat wood?
No, it sharpens your teeth. You know, it's like a hygiene thing.
Oh. Do you eat like grass?
I eat food like you do.
You're asking too many questions about the world.
I don't know.
Marsh doesn't have enough brain space for these answers. Just
I'm just curious.
stop before you hurt yourself.
I'm just curious. Well, I'm just curious what we should serve at the wedding.
Well, obviously,
Anyway,
if
we
were
better
gonna
get
plan a
going to
wedding-
Icetrap. The currents are a little difficult around there, so let me just, and she'll excuse herself
Yeah.
quickly.
V,
Um,
we can't possibly hope to keep up our high demand if we've only ever done one wedding.
Well, obviously, we need to do more.
Of course.
But we can still do research on them without, you know, embarrassing Rhodia.
We could find wealthy people and then marry them to Fritz.
I mean, you know, that actually might not be a terrible idea. I mean, how long would it take people to figure out that all of these blown up ex-spouses are connected to the same person?
I know, right?
We'd get...
They would
We'd be
blame
set.
that fox that was causing trouble in Rooston.
That's right, that awful, horrible little fox. Put a pin in that. That's a backup plan for when the historical society
I'm
falls
actually
apart.
down for this plan. Fritz would have to move in with them, right?
Briefly.
And then we can move on to other weddings
At least temporarily.
in different
Yes.
places.
Yeah, we could still travel. I would just, you know, wait for a week or two and then
Well-
boom, and then move on.
You'd have to wait for probate.
Oh, that's right. But maybe we could still get other jobs in the meantime.
Yes.
We would need a way to deal with all the ghosts.
It's true.
We don't need vengeful ghosts.
We could travel town to town and hold seances. Now that we know that it's extremely easy to contact the dead.
I mean, at least that one dead.
Well, I mean, if Master Tibist was... I mean, granted, he'd never had much going on, it seemed like. He was always rather boring. So maybe he was just kind
He
of sitting
had a
there.
lot going on. The man was a master of articulating the historical importance
That
of our
no
societies.
one cares about. So maybe he was hanging around on the earthly plane talking to himself, like he did in life. But you never know. We could try. I'm sure there were boring people in every clearing that we could summon from the dead.
They're not all boring, Marsh.
I mean, not all people are boring. That's true. Some are pyromaniacs. And others are problem drinkers. And others are very, very small.
Who do I know that's really small?
Okay, so technically this move is going to be a travel through the forest because there isn't you're on the boat, and while there kind of is a clearing connection between the two, it's not where you're traveling through.
We are traveling over a kelp forest.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that. However, I will say that Rhodia, since you're on a boat and it's supplied well enough, we're going to be doing that move, but only one person would have to mark the effective depletion or exhaustion because it's not, you're on a boat. So, and it's not that far away. That being said, you need to choose your speed. So either you're going slowly, foraging heavily, in this case, fishing heavily, carefully avoiding trouble, or as quickly as possible. The first one has you clear to depletion. You get an exhaustion, and it's -1 to the roll. The avoiding trouble is 1 depletion or exhaustion and +1 to the roll. And as quickly as possible is the everyone. Well, I guess just one person will mark exhaustion and depletion, and then you get +2 to the roll. So,
I mean, I like caution, especially since we know there's penguin pirates about.
It's true. And I like fishing.
Well, but that's slow, that we take our time and eat all the fish we can.
It's fine. Just carefully.
all right, carefully. So someone can roll me the 2d6 +1 for this roll.
I'll do it. Oh, sweet. 6 + 5 is 11 + 1, 12.
12.
Booyah.
Cool. Let's see. So on your way, you spot an interesting sight. And I think in this case, we can probably just stop here because as you're traveling, at some point, Radia's like, oh, we have to stop here. Not telling anybody else about this, but this is a premier fishing spot right here on this spot. You see, they tend to gather right around this, I don't know, weird structure or something. There's something down there.
Is it a ruin?
Some kind of ruin down there.
I want to go look.
Well, you want to go? Oh, that might take a little bit longer than I want, but we can certainly stop for some fishing if you want to do a cursory examination. I don't know if you're all up for the swim.
I love fishing. Herons are great swimmers.
If you say so.
I mean, all right.
So I guess you can either fish some, which I think I'll just put that as a, you can get a depletion. Well, no, let's trust fate on that one. That's exciting.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That's just rolling with luck. See what you get. I don't think there's going to be any particular consequences.
I think Hector is our premier fisherman.
Yes. Well, in any number of you can fish, and then if you wanted to try to dive down and take a cursory examination at what the fish like, what is down there, you certainly may.
100%.
Okay.
We must explore the ruin.
Absolutely.
Tack. You're looking a little bit sticky. Do you want to go for a swim?
Sure. It's like looking at it, like, do it look sticky?
Yeah, you're not quite as glossy as normal. It could also be because that paint is flaking off. I could refresh it if you'd like. I'm sure V has all sorts of different permanent colors I can paint on you with.
Well, luckily we're not going to Rooston.
Oh, I could make you big googly eyes. And then people would be frightened of you. You know, like those moths that have like the big eye-shaped spots on their wings so that people think that they're big and mean and scary and then they don't eat them.
I think I saw some anti-fouling paint in a cupboard. So if you use that, then no barnacles would grow on Tack.
Oh, that's good too. You would look very strange with barnacles.
I don't know if that's non-toxic.
Oh, then you could be a toxic frog.
Let's just start with the swim for now.
All right. That's probably best. I have to clean off the canvas before we get artistic.
All right. Are you all swimming or is someone fishing?
Fritz got 11 to fish.
Nice. Okay.
Didn't throw a stick of dynamite in the water, did you?
There's just the
Listen,
boat shakes
bunch of
and all these fish.
Maybe a little bit.
Done.
Maybe
Oh,
it
that's
actually is that.
The rest of the fish are gone now.
But don't worry, you got plenty. You got plenty of fish.
So many.
So
Already
many fish.
cooked.
They all stunned. They just float up.
They're all cooked too.
So you get the fish and you spending some time gutting and cleaning them and stuff, and we'll get to your advantage from that in a minute. And I assume the rest of you are swimming?
All right.
Okay. I'm sure Brody is just sitting next to you like dynamite, but it's not on the boat, so I'll let it pass.
Carefully take off all my fancy wear and fold it. Keep it nice and dry.
So I assume the majority of you are, or at least probably V and Marsh are a little more on the surface until they see something more of interest to dive down to. Because they are not exactly... Well, you're an otter, though.
Yeah, I'm a river
So just
otter.
Marsh.
Yeah.
And
I like going under the water.
Hector swimming is going to be an interesting thing to try to watch him do. And I'm sure I'm a decent swimmer, but you're right, I don't quite have... Like, I don't have the little webby paws like V does.
So you're swimming on the top, and you can see this spot. So down below, you see there's a lot of seaweed and other lake plants. But these all do seem to be growing around what looks to be some sort of stone building, tower, that kind of situation. That you basically make out the top. It definitely looks like it's in extreme disrepair. It's covered in these water plants. And that's basically what you can see from the surface. And as you dive down, you can see this indeed is like some sort of outline of like a tower, perhaps, but very old. There is a it's open at the top, and there's like some floor situation somewhere underneath. Like there's a room inside that you cannot get to, like at the base of what this tower would be, which is pretty far down the lake. I mean, this is at the top of what would be a hill underwater, so it's closer to the surface, but it's still pretty far down from the top of the water. You can see a couple ways in, either through what you think is probably the remains of a door that's near the bottom, or there are a few gaps in the stone on the floor of the tower that would lead into the room below. So, what do you do seeing this?
Tack. Can you breathe underwater?
No.
Are you sure? Have you tried?
Can they? Can frogs breathe underwater?
I was also just going like, can frogs breathe underwater? I don't think so.
No, I don't think they can.
Frogs.
They can't.
Tadpoles can.
They can breathe through their skin. I think it just means you can hold your breath longer than most people.
Yeah, and I think
Gotcha.
some amphibians like that can absorb oxygen through their skin in water
I think it's
for a brief period of time. Not like I don't think
Yeah.
I think a frog would eventually drown, but you can probably hold your breath for a good long while. You can check it
Yes.
out and see if there's any shinies or things. I mean, sorry, things of historical or cultural significance.
Thank you.
But if it's more barrels of explosive Just don't even tell us.
Got it.
Turns out every ruin's full of explosives. It's explosives the whole way down.
Well, now we know why they're ruins, don't we?
All of Fritz's ancestors, for some reason, have been creating ruins and wiping themselves off the map.
Hack will dive down and check it out.
Okay. Do you approach through the ceiling, or do you approach to try to open whatever that door is?
Probably just through the ceiling.
Okay.
It's closer.
Give me, I think, a roguish feat of acrobatics. You have that, right?
I do have that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, what is my... Is it finesse?
Yes, plus finesse.
Okay. So a 9, as long as I'm not missing anything.
Was that a 9?
Yeah, 9.
All right. So on a hit, you achieve your goal. On a 7 to 9, you either mark exhaustion or one risk of your feat comes to bear of my choice.
We'll just mark exhaustion.
Yeah, that's usually what happens here. So it takes a little longer than you were hoping, but you squeeze through one of the gaps. The room below is quite dark, actually, due to the fact that it's mostly hidden from the outside. But you're able to look around, feel around. It's mostly like fish, which are just regular fish animals, actually, here. And some more plants. I guess after a minute your eyes adjust because there's like a light glow from some sort of glowing plant situation that you get under the water. But looking around, you find a small box that looks like it is sealed.
Sure, Can I open it? Or should I... Like, what kind of box? Are we talking...
It's something that it's very small, like a small, I don't know, maybe like a jewelry box kind of size situation.
But it's sealed how?
It has a lock on it and you cannot pry it open easily.
Okay, then I'll bring it up.
Yeah, okay. So you take that back up. Yeah.
Marco.
Just pop out of the water, polo, and hold up the box.
Oh, what's that? A treasure chest.
Ooh.
It's full of pirate gold.
Probably not. How heavy is it now that it's out of the water?
Not pirate gold heavy.
Is it hangman gold heavy?
Not that either.
Here, hold on a second. I will swim over and I'll turn over on my back and say, put it on my stomach. Oh, look, I'm an otter. And I'll swim back toward the boat.
You need a rock to...
I know, right?
You need to open that water, Stuart.
Don't break the box.
I'll
Just bend down
grab
and throw
one
it
of the
out.
floating fish and bash it against the thing. I never understood this, but it's quite fun. It kind of tickles.
You're not supposed to use a fish.
At
I
that
don't know.
moment,
Oh.
Fritz, you are gutting a fish, and a small, kind of rusted key pops out of one of the stomachs.
Why
How
does this
convenient
feel
and
like
lucky
deja
for you.
vu?
On your fishing trip, yeah.
Explosives are more useful than I thought.
You have key for your box.
You've had it this entire time. You've been here before. And you didn't tell us?
The fish had it.
The fish had it. Oh. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, then open it up.
Fritz put the key in and
it would be absolutely hilarious if it didn't work, but it does. And you open up the box, and inside you find something. Let's see. I'd say it is full of a small amount of jewelry and other trinkets. Some of them, I mean, there's water in there too, so it's a little. Some of them are a little rusty or have otherwise lost value from however old they were. I will say, let's see, this is probably about one value worth of trinkets and things. Of note, I think Fritz would recognize this. There is some sort of seal that is definitely related to the Marquisate inside of this chest. There's like a small medallion. The sign of the Marquisate, which of course we all remember was the attacking force in the woodland some years ago before they were removed by other factions.
Yes.
Fritz will
And they're
take
all
that
kids.
medallion.
I heard they just attacked that place, that city where we were before. Didn't they? Aren't they the ones that blew up the kilns?
No?
Oh, I thought we
I don't
told
think
someone
so.
that they might have been the ones that blew up the kilns.
Just because we told someone that doesn't mean it's true.
Well, if it gets around, it becomes true. We've already covered this, V. You really must pay attention.
I mean, we don't have to lie to ourselves.
I don't know what you mean.
I know you don't, and I'm pretty sure you mean that.
Of course I do. I mean everything I say.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
nice.
it looks like we're about wrapped up here, says Radia, having helped Fritz recover all the fish. You reckon that there might be more down there, but you'd probably need to be more prepared to deal with going underwater for a while and having some sort of light source
Ugh,
if you're to explore this old tower further.
too much trouble. But now we know, V, where a wonderful ancient ruin is. Another one. And it
Yes.
probably was Marquisate. And now Fritz is even more official because Fritz has a sword and a medallion. Does that make you like a princess or something, Fritz?
Yes.
Or a general? You can be a general.
Yes.
No.
General Fritz. We will introduce you hitherfore as General Fritz.
No, we don't want to do that. That's bad. People don't like the Marquisate.
I feel like Fritz is very, very specific. There's only one Fritz.
General
I
Fritz.
hope.
I mean, if you think about the survival pressures of being a pyromaniac with limitless access to explosives, there probably is statistically only one. I mean, it might have been more to start with, but
Well, yeah. Well for
it's a
them.
wonder we're all still alive. Unless we
It
aren't,
really
maybe we're
is.
ghosts.
It is a wonder that you're all still alive.
Mm.
Anyway, the rest of the day, I think, or probably a couple days, maybe. Distance is relative. You all spend some time fishing, among other things. I was just thinking about how one removes wear from weapons. I'm sure there's some sort of repair action that people do during downtime.
I think you just spend depletion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, clearing harm. You have basically, because Hector is here and has a toolbox that wasn't stolen, you can easily do simple repairs to your equipment to spend a few hours repairing any of your gear. So if you have gear that has wear marked, you can spend a depletion, which is like 1 depletion per mark on the thing.
Nope.
I feel like that's something you'd probably do while on a boat.
Yes. It looks like
So
Hector needs
anyway.
to repair the boisterous bow. And not anymore. Good.
Yeah.
Well, excellent.
So you are on your way to Icetrap. The least prepared of the things I had, but that's all right.
Rodia,
It was coming. Yes.
do we have to wear pants in Icetrap?
This is also Misha going, how allowable is it for these anthropomorphic animals to not wear pants? Are we in a Winnie the Pooh situation, or?
Well, it's different in different clearings. I'm just asking. That being on the boat, I've gotten used to not wearing pants.
That's true.
Everybody has to wear a hat, of course.
Oh, of course.
Has to be able to wear a hat.
Of course.
Of course.
Jaunty cap.
No hats here, but that's all right. You'll probably be fine. I don't think anyone really cares that much.
All right.
Everyone's going to be.
I mean, would bring them
it's a
just in
lakefront
case.
town.
I'm gonna bring them just in case. And if the caverns are actually full of ice, obviously, I don't want to get chilly in my nethers.
Well, it's not really winter right now, so we won't have to worry about that.
But you said they trap ice.
Yeah, in the winter.
Oh.
In the
That's a
winter's
real
very
letdown, Rodia.
Small. Well, I don't need the place. We'll just have to come back when it's colder. But as you approach the city, so the Icetrap itself is like some 25 to 50 feet above the lake. Like it would be normally coming out to a cliff to where the lake water is, but had been dug out by the water pretty much and has caverns somewhat underneath. But the dock situation, there are docks that float on the water, and then you would either take ladders or pulley systems up. But even before, as you see all of this, you see that smoke rises in the distance and the city, and there are fresh, great underground duchy flags snapping in the breeze atop the largest building. You can see movements of what seems to be great underground duchy soldiers, standing guard, etc. at this place.
So about
the
that
docks.
paint job.
Yeah.
Says Rodia. Huh. Well, I guess some things changed while we were out on the water. They probably won't know you guys, right?
I mean, they'll know me. I'm famous.
Well, not everyone knows.
Oh, no.
A lot of them come up
just-
from the tunnels, you know?
Let him be delusional. It's okay.
But look, it's not delusion, V. Everywhere I go, they're constantly saying, oh, Marsh, we haven't seen you in ages. It's like, I have no idea who you are. It's like, don't you remember?
You don't remember who anyone is.
You were at my first cups? Of course not. Most people are dull.
At any rate, Rodia pulls up to the docks, which are what she would estimate a little more empty than they would normally be. But, and in fact, there isn't anyone really there to like check on the whole, boats docking situation. Sometimes they have people. She's like, well, sometimes they have people who come stay down here. Sometimes they check up on the ladders, but either way, things might be a little troublesome right now.
But I thought mole people were very efficient. It's surprising that they haven't instituted all sorts of tariffs and checks and paperwork. It must have just happened.
Give it time.
Exactly.
No, we should take advantage of them not having all of that in place just yet and figure out what to do.
Yes. Why are we here?
Primarily what to do with that. What?
Why?
Are we just going to spend forever on a boat?
No, I'm just saying, why do we have
You
to...
said we were going to be at places where historical events were
It's true.
happening. There's
It's true.
definitely an historical event happening.
I do have a feeling, I can feel it in my whiskers, there's some meddling to be done. But why do we have to do that with Fritz? Oh, you probably shouldn't wear the sword.
Probably shouldn't be a cat.
Why not?
Well, you see, if you would all look at the faction standing tab, and you'll notice that Fritz has a -2 standing with the GUD. I think just due to the sheer number of explosions
Betty.
with Fritz present. All of this is associated, of course, with Fritz, who is wearing the very identifiable mask. And perhaps not other things. Let me just check the reputation section real quick.
Maybe
Jack has -1 with the GUD.
maybe we could make Fritz a fake mustache.
Yes, out of kelp. And fish bones.
Shave him.
Oh, you could be a hairless sphinx cat.
And you have to worry about singeing your fur.
Yes.
That is true.
Cool, let's do that. Anyone got some scissors or razor?
No.
I do.
It's got to be something for cutting
Says
fishing
Radia.
line, right?
Oh, yeah. So,
We could get you a real good haircut, Fritz.
you might like it.
Maybe we'll just wax.
Oh, we can leave a little ruff around your neck, and you could be like a lion.
A lion cut, yeah, that'd be exciting. I mean,
Because
you
on
would
whole
see
new
most of
fashion
it
trend.
because of your mask.
But like, if the whole point is they think you're the masked whatever, then you shouldn't wear the mask. I don't know. I'm a little hazy on that part.
Or perhaps a mask over the mask, so that when they snatch it away, they'll know that Fritz is somebody completely different.
We put a false mustache on the mask, and then a false mustache on Fritz under the mask with Fritz's fur that we shave off, and then they go, "Oh, that looks familiar," and they rip off the mask, and they see, "Oh no, it's a mustachioed lion cat creature
Make it
from
more.
the forest jungles."
Something like that. I will also say that at a -2, you are deeply scorned by the faction, viewed as a real problem 2 steps away from being a real enemy. However, there is a chance that, one, they might not know you by sight here. It might not be the same folk that were in Rooston, where you're definitely wanted in that town. This is a different town. It does take a little time for news to
Different
travel.
town.
So unless you're directly talking with somebody of the faction, you might just be able to get away with, when you're keeping your head down.
Here, put this on. Throw like a cloak and pull up the hood.
I'm also fox. Like, I'll fit right in with the other foxes.
All right. Sure, no
I don't
problem.
think we should wax them.
I don't think that's necessary.
Or let them play with a candle
I
for
don't think
15
it
minutes and
is.
all be burned off.
Till an explosion blows off that hood.
That's
I
fine.
mean, if there's an explosion, we're already doomed, so. Well, let's go observe.
Find out what's going on.
Yes.
See if there's any historical society, labor union, or wedding planning business to be done.
Yes.
That's right. You guys were stacking businesses.
Oh, I wonder if the mole people have labor unions.
I don't know.
They
I guess it would
might.
depend on if they view them as efficient.
Well, let's go find out. How do we get up there? Do you have to crawl through the not icy caverns?
No, you just climb up one of the ladders or get onto one of the pulleys and have someone pull you up.
Well, I think we should be pulled up, don't you?
Well, I mean, you probably have to do it because the rope's there. So then some. I mean, if you just want to get on, I can just. If you just want.
All right, thank you.
Okay, yeah. I'll see you later, Hector. Let me know if there's any actual place to get food still.
I'll keep a lookout.
And she'll hoist you through a series of. Well, I guess it's just a nice pulley system where you can pull a lot of stuff.
But we have established Rhodey as remarkably strong
Yes.
and can drink
so
Hector under a table, which is amazing.
Get up to the top of Icetrap. A lot of low buildings here, in a general sense. Kind of is a flat clearing on this cliff edge before the woods begin again on the other side of it, where the rest of the cliff looks out onto the lake. The whole city is kind of on a more elevated part of the lakeside, because if you look off into the distance, you'll see that on either side it would some distance from the main clearing inhabitants, it slopes downward again. No one is really up here paying too much mind to anyone coming in or out. I think there are some dodgy guards standing around. They probably note something in a clipboard. Actually, one of them probably does approach you. This is what they would do. They approach you and they say, "Welcome to Icetrap. Please state your business."
We are members of a historical society, and we're here to mark this historic occasion of the Great Underground Duchy making it into Icetrap.
Yes, word spreads, he says, writing down painfully slowly. Historical society.
Yes.
Underline that. Yep.
And I would be
how long
composing
is your
an
stay?
ode. Well, as long as it takes to compose an ode that can be performed for the populace.
Indefinite. All right. Let me just write down annoying musician. Okay. And then how many? There's 5?
Yes.
Well, 6. His girlfriend. She's down below. Someone had to hoist us up.
Got it. All right.
She's very strong.
She's very strong. Out of curiosity, when are the docks going to be back to their normal state of efficiency?
Well, if you were to ask me, and no one really does.
Well, I'm asking. I'm very curious.
But if you were, I would say that they were never really efficient to begin with. And real efficiency takes time to put in place correctly. I've actually been thinking about this entirely. It's a little hard to get up and down to the dock. So if we built some sort of tunnel system from the caverns up into... He will go on for several minutes about a very complicated, yet probably somewhat efficient for some things, way of moving things to the dock. But of course, the decision was digging based.
Yes. You could make slides to make it easier to get down there.
Yes, exactly.
Efficiency and fun for the kids.
Well, and the goods that need transferring, especially if they are floating to begin with, it'll be great. Anyway.
Can Moles swim? Can Moles swim?
Oh, yes. I mean, it can't be that hard, right?
Right.
Anyway, he says, tearing off the bottom part of his form, here is something for your group to show. If anyone asks in town about your business here, please enjoy your stay in Icetrap. Have a nice day.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
As he departs, an adoring fan. 7. That is plus charm 10.
Yeah.
So, a fan recognizes me to relate gossip, offers a place to stay, shows us around, and will go even further to help us.
Of course. Let's see. I have someone. We'll make one up right now. If you happen to NPC me, right now is the time before I say their name.
Yes.
Let me just refresh this one thing. Different names. Another one. Foxes. Okay. So as you walk from the guards and you're looking around, again, it does look like there has been some amount of conflict here. I think we've determined that fish aren't a thing that walk around because we eat them.
What? Oh, the
Sorry.
NPC me.
Yeah, the NPC.
Gotcha. I was like, where did that come from?
Sorry, I was looking down at NPC. I do think. What is the closest thing to an octopus or squid that isn't a fish?
I know.
A penguin.
Oh, no,
I mean, I don't
penguin.
think they're considered fish. They're like
Another penguin.
but aquatic creatures in general.
Inexplicably, so many penguins in this woods.
I mean, it is Icetrap, so, you know.
It is an ice trap.
Rogella, would you take a platypus? They're aquatic and strange.
And they fluoresce under UV light.
Yes.
He needs a special hat. And his
Special
wing
hat.
needs to be paired.
An octopus hat.
An octopus hat.
Yes,
It's
it
a
can.
platypus that believes it's an octopus.
Yes, it can be Gully the platypus, and it sounds kind of like octopus, but it's platypus.
All right. So a platypus wearing a somewhat distressing hat that looks like an actual octopus.
It's very
And
Rasta.
you're not too sure if it's actually alive or not, or was alive. But at any rate, comes running up to Marsh. It says, "Are you Marsh?"
Well, of course I am.
Oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan. My name's Gully.
Oh, nice to meet you. What's that smell?
What smell?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, so I just thought you came up here. Oh, it's been just wild here. Things. Well,
Really?
Here, let's go talk over at my favorite place. It's the old gambling hall.
Ooh.
Right this way. I used to spend a lot of time there. It's pretty nice. Come on, let's go. It'll be fun.
Sure.
I'll bring you up to speed.
Absolutely. I trust you implicitly.
Huzzah! Everyone's like, this happens everywhere. We keep telling Marsh that he's not famous, and then someone comes up and recognizes him, and then we get free food and board. Why does this keep happening?
Right. Keep telling you. You all keep going, oh, but we're wanted there. We can't go there. It's like, I'm wanted everywhere. It's a perk.
For a different reason.
Yes, it's true.
So Gully takes you to the gambling hall, which also doesn't have a name, but we can figure that out. Let's do a
The saucy squid.
very good, thank you. Good, just write it down. Takes you there. It's appropriately themed. It's pretty close to the cliff edge, actually. I think to attract customers as they arrive in town via the docks or one of the edges of the road that's leading to town, which is probably for the best. I'm sure Gully's like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's well placed. I mean, we haven't had a cliff collapse in some years, so they still have about 20 feet before maybe they need to move buildings, but it happens from time to time. But it should be good. I mean, the large hole that was made probably didn't help things, but luckily that's on the forest side of town, so it's not making any of the cliff less stable. Probably.
Where did the hole come
They say
from?
they reinforced it though.
Where did the hole come from?
I mean, look around.
Yes.
The Duchy Marsh.
Oh,
The
moles,
moles?
because underground. Got it. Well, it was nice of them not to dig into the side of a cliff, although why would they do that? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So he's taking you into a corner, has the orders you a round of drinks and some light refreshment and so on, and is summarizes pretty much. So, and then just a few days ago, bam, boom, they come up out of the ground out of nowhere. They say they're taking over the place. A few people tried to fight them, but I mean, we don't really have the same kind of firepower or anything that they have. So I mean, what are you gonna do, right? You're just gonna let them stay, do whatever they're doing. I mean, they say it will probably all settle down in a few days. They're looking at some new rules, but it'll probably all be fine as far as I'm concerned.
When you say
I have fire.
yes, when you say firepower, are you speaking figuratively or literally?
Well, I mean, figuratively, because I mean, they do use explosives to help with their excavation for their tunnel system, I think. But I mean, that's more, who knows exactly where that's coming from. I guess it goes back down to the underground. But the sheer number of their forces that they had, right? It easily over. I mean, we're just a bunch of people just doing our best.
Yes. What's there to do for fun here? Are there any big social events coming up? Anything that needs to be planned?
I don't think so. A lot of people's social calendars kind of blew up, if you will, with all the stuff going on here. So there's been a lot of a few people skipped town. They were having some general issues with trade, probably. I know the wood shops a little concerned because the duchy's been asking them for more orders than they can supply. And stuff.
Sounds like they need a labor union.
It's true.
Could be.
Oh, are there any artifacts, individuals, or locations of particular cultural or historical significance that need to be preserved?
No.
Well,
Not that I know of.
in addition to being, I mean, let's face it, the premier performer in the Woodlands, I'm also a founding member of the Woodlands Historical Preservation Society and Labor Union.
Whoa, that sounds like it's two things in one for some reason.
We also do wedding planning.
Yes. But it's really
Wedding planning.
only high profile affairs.
For the cultural significance, of course.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think there's any weddings going on here.
I can provide fireworks.
It's true.
Oh, neat. Everyone loves good fireworks.
Yeah.
Really lighten people's moods.
Ooh. We could plan a display. I'm sure that would be fine. Raise the morale in town.
I will guarantee you that it will be lit.
Probably so.
While this conversation is happening, can Tack sneak away and scope out the place to see if there's anyone of interest? And so I know there's a Corvid presence here somewhere.
Yes, you can. Go ahead. I feel like there's a move for this.
I shall help myself to tax drink.
I mean, I can hide. I don't know what else I would. Reputation move. Meet someone important.
That might be a thing. I think that might be asking to meet some, but let me just look at that one in a second. Otherwise, I'll just tell you see someone interesting because
Okay.
move along. But I do want to look at that one quick. Somewhere. So if you meet someone important, it's basically a mutual. I know you, you know me, and it will help level some playing field when you're negotiating with them. If when you see them, I think for the purposes of me
Would it be sneak?
not needing to make too many more NPCs for.
I have sneak. I have hide, blindside, acrobatics, and sleight of hand.
I think sneak.
How about, yeah, just try sneaking. This is more for your teammates not to notice. I guess also them, if whoever you're sneaking upon, to not notice you're not.
Okay, I got 10.
Cool.
That's plus finesse.
All right, so you slip away, as you tend to do, and you are looking around here. I don't know if you notice anybody that you know in particular from the Corvid conspiracy inside the gambling hall itself, but you can step outside and take a look around the nearby area. This is again like the gambling hall is here, but it is also where a lot of other merchants and people set up shop because it's closer to the docks and people don't want to build their homes so close to the overhanging cliff. So you look around and then you see him. It's Commander Damon, or as he's usually known, just Damon. He is typically known as a traveling merchant, is what denizens usually would see him as. He wears black and gray leather, and you see that he has set up shop here and is hawking some wares, and also doesn't seem to see you.
I'll go up. Any good sales?
Go ahead and give me the read somebody move. What's that?
Geez.
Figure someone out.
Figure someone out? Oh,
yeah,
no.
Go ahead.
Well, my charm is -1, so...
You're so charming.
Let's go 6, 7, so 6.
Cool. Anyway, there is only a momentary pause before he goes, well, the sales have been pretty good. It's been a while, Tack. It's been good to see you around, he says.
Yeah. You too. What is, seems like a lot of changes going on in this town. It affect your business at all?
Well, business has slowed down a little bit, he says, and I think he is idly moving some wares here, some stuff there, like refolding it, some cloth armors or something like that, like tidying things up. Things have been off and on as the times changed, but I wasn't to realize that you were so concerned about such things. I thought you kind of got out of the old merchant business.
Oh, I'm out of the merchant business, but things like this do still affect me. I'm still a buyer, Still a consumer.
Well, I mean, there's always some business. Well, how about you meet me at the gambling house, the Saucy Squid? Maybe you've heard of it. It's one of
came
the only
from there,
places
actually.
still open. Oh, okay. Maybe you can get some dinner, catch up on some of the old business going on here.
Sounds good.
All right. He'll probably be like, can I interest you in buying this, perhaps this thing?
Does he have anything good?
He probably has something that would be of interest. There's some basic weapons or armor of some kind. If you would be interested in buying such a thing, I don't know if we have to do it on here, but you could definitely.
Does he have anything I can make poisons and or antidotes with?
Yes.
Okay, I will spend one of my value for that.
Okay. Yeah, a folding diving bell. Just whatever, small things. So at any rate, yeah. So you can do that, and he says he'll meet you at the gambling hall later. Assuming you return, the conversation I assume has continued with our friend.
I mean, this place is nice and everything, but there isn't a... Well, I just miss the Alley of Secrets so much. We had good times there, didn't we, V?
What?
The Alley of Secrets. You know, the place at Caddy Boo's where every time everyone wanted to say something completely boringly obvious, like, oh, we have to be secret about it, let's go out in the alley. Let me tell you the thing that you already figured out.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is just the gambling hall of secrets, you see, because no one really cares what anyone else is saying here, because it's mostly just everyone just losing money.
Oh, I see. Well, and drinking, if you're Hector. Hector, you probably shouldn't gamble, you're drunk.
It's fine. If I just read out my cards aloud, I can make out what they say, and then I can bet.
It's okay. He's gambling with the fireplace. It'll be fine.
Right, yes, I think you've got them beat. All right, well, anyway, well, you know, we do need somewhere to stay, Gully. If we're going to...
somewhere to...
Yes, if we're going to research and understand this historic event and commemorate it in song. And I suppose V will write something too.
Before he can finish offering you the thing, a nearby patron, probably overhearing a long conversation about reading cards out loud, comes over, says, "Oh, do you need a place to stay? Well, they have rooms here at this gambling house. They're just upstairs, very close to the docks. And I mean, you could even, say, win a game and end up getting a room, you know? You just put that up for wager. My name's Constance, by the way," she says, "manager." He's a fox. The drive that I rolled for her is exactly what it should be, so that's nice. Let me just put that in here.
I would love a game. I can beat anybody in here.
Oh, God.
I know.
Oh, perfect. I love someone with confidence. All right, so it's best of 3. Let's go. And you can just roll Trust Fate, because we have a whole thing for just that.
10.
Nice. So those who are not playing the game, go ahead and read a tense situation, please.
We can't try to figure someone out instead.
Yes, you could do either.
All right, good.
Either figure someone out or read a tense situation.
Okay, 8.
12
Plus.
to figure someone out.
Damn,
I got an 11 to read the situation.
Can't seem to get over the 9.
So for both of those, well, for the figure someone out, it's a hold 3. and then 7-9 is hold 1. I don't know which one you did. And you can spend, when interacting, you can spend hold to ask a question. For the read a tense situation, you can ask 3 questions. You can probably wiggle on what those questions are when asking them, given the tensity of the situation. At any rate, Hector, somehow, even though you are drunk and reading cards out loud,
Are aces high or low in this game?
aces
Doesn't
are
matter. I've already got it.
yeah, exactly. They're high, but you somehow manage to win the set of wagers. And she's doing the whole like patter, like talking about best of 3, a lot of fast talking, a lot of speaking like how nice the rooms are, and like getting you to wager more on your side. And she does seem surprised when somehow the card is on your side, and you end up winning everybody rooms for at least the night. All right, so those who were reading the situations, etc.
What does she intend to do?
Oh, she intends to scam you all for money.
Of course, of course.
It's not working out, but that does seem to be her intent.
How do we get her to realize that that would be a terrible idea?
I mean, probably when Fritz sets something on fire, to be honest.
Oh, I mean, but not in a way that gets us kicked out. I just mean like the scamming part, not the giving us rooms part. I'll keep my other hold.
Yeah. Any other questions?
What should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah, that was going to be mine too.
Both of them on the lookout. I would say that the two of you actually notice she's been talking this whole time. She's the manager. Looks a little shocked when she has lost and is like, oh, you'll have to have rooms here. But you notice that at least one other employee is watching your group. Like they're cleaning, probably at the bar, cleaning a glass or what have you, casual like. But they are watching you, and studying your group, probably in a general sense. If that leads to any other questions.
Um,
I will stare right back at them.
I guess maybe who or what is the biggest threat? So, like, do I think that they're a threat? Like, another scammer? Or are they just mildly interested? Is it another Marsh fan?
Probably
Not another Marsh fan.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's definitely some kind of threat to whatever it's like related to whatever she is doing. They are probably working together as the
Okay. What is my best way in out through more like how do we keep them from robbing us? That's
Well-
our job.
yeah, exactly. Well, I think that either make sure if you stay here, keep a good eye on your stuff, and then don't engage in more gambling while you're here. Would probably be the best way to not deal with this.
Okay.
How could I get Constance to be my friend?
To be your friend, help her scam people.
We are good at that.
You know what this place needs?
Oh, what's that?
Entertainment.
Oh, entertainment. I mean, gambling is its own
I
form
know,
of
but I mean,
entertainment, really.
background, well, foreground, let's face it. But additional entertainment, to set the mood, create some ambiance.
Fireworks.
Maybe.
Fireworks. Seems a little dangerous given all the rumblings that's been going on the last few days.
Yes, it's true.
An indoor light show.
Maybe.
Not everybody likes to gamble,
It's true.
but if they're here already for something else.
Yes, you could bring in the rubes. I mean, bring in the noobs, people who are new in town.
It's a good idea to diversify your business.
Yes.
The more you do, the better you do.
I'm going to extemporaneously begin singing a fantastical tale of a wonderful palace of entertainment set out on a cliff. There's slight allusions to how terrible it would be if like an explosion were to go off this entire part of the cliff or to tip into the lake. But mostly it's about how it went from being a humble abode to being this grand pleasure palace. People traveled from all across the woodland to come and bring their trinkets and goods, and how the coffers overflowed. Just painting a beautiful picture.
Bully will probably put out a lighter and then tackle immediately. No lighters are on Fritz.
And this is all eyes on me. So that anyone who attempts any sneaky stuff, which includes trusting fate, while I'm performing, gets a +1, or potentially a +3 if I need to give it to them, to distract her so that Hector has a better chance of winning the next round, because it was best 2 out of 3, correct? Or did he already win?
Oh, I was just going for all of them at once.
Okay, cool. Then never mind. I will still do it though. It's happening.
Yeah.
Well, actually, just in case anyone wants to do anything sneaky.
I mean, if you wanted to persuade her that you should sing here, that would also probably, you could just change that move.
I will do that. I won't even
persuade.
keep the double 6s I just rolled. Because that would be stupid. It's double 5s. Awesome. It's another repeat of double 6, double 5. So that'll make it a 13.
All right.
A lone tear falls from my eye as I listen to this beautiful song.
Yes.
So beautiful. And she's like, oh, so lovely. Well, I don't think we could afford to pay you, but if you wanted to sing and collect any money that people give to you, that'd be acceptable.
Oh, certainly.
Yes,
I find that when I sing, people are so distracted. It takes them away from their day-to-day worries. Makes all the things that normally seem so important fade from their consciousness. It's a gift, really.
Perhaps tomorrow while you're here, as long as you're in town. Are you staying long?
Sure. Maybe. Do you do weddings here?
Not really.
You should.
Yeah, I mean, we have a great view of the lake.
Yes, exactly. Very romantic.
It's out front, but I mean, you can still see it.
Yeah.
By the road, but
You could do a buffet for all the out-of-town guests.
Well, it's not like we get that many out-of-town guests here who are coming to a wedding. Most people who get married are usually from the same clearing.
Have you never heard the term destination wedding?
Is Icetrap really a destination, though?
It
No
could
offense
be.
to my home, but
It could be. The view is lovely.
Yeah. It never will be with that attitude.
It's true. It's true.
that's fair. Any rate, if you'd like to play tonight, tomorrow, whenever, that'd be just fine. We'll see what we can do about it.
All right. Well, thank you. It's wonderful to meet you.
Great to meet you too. Enjoy your complimentary rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. You see, your problem, Constance, was gambling against a heron. You see, we love a little flutter.
Yes. Try him when he's sober. If you can find him when he's sober.
All right.
Tack, you've been quiet. What's going on in that little noggin of yours?
It's just enjoying the music.
Oh, thank you. Well, you usually have an opinion about things. A plan. Did you meet another bat that we need to go investigate?
No,
No. Well, it seems like you're
I don't really have
sharking.
enough information to inform an opinion yet. We just got here.
Well, the last place we were just barely there for 5 seconds, and you already found our best friend Bruce.
We'll see.
Yes.
All right.
Our best friend Bruce.
Fine, fella.
Bruce was a bat, and bats live in caves, right? So if we wanted to find another Bruce, we ought to go into the caving, spelunking.
That is remarkably cogent coming from you, Hector.
Thank you.
I think maybe you've drunk so much that you've gone completely full circle.
Why are we looking for a bat?
Well, it turned out well last time, didn't it?
Did it?
I think so.
Yeah, you would.
Yes, I would. I'm usually right about these things, V.
Was it
You're right for
fantastic?
yourself.
What, Fritz?
Was it fantastic?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's a good one, says Gully, who's been here the whole time, actually.
What is that smell?
What smell?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway,
Well, Gully, where do you live?
I live like a few blocks on the part that isn't quite so close to
Perilous.
the cliff.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a small place, but get by, go fishing all the time. It's a good time.
I like fishing.
It is nice.
Yeah.
We should come see you for
Picked up
breakfast.
the fight.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'll be here. Dinner, breakfast, lunch. I always come here on my time off. I have a great time.
Good. Well, what do you do for a living?
I fish.
Oh, I thought you meant for fun.
It's both.
Oh, clever.
Yeah.
Well, excellent.
Dynamite is good bait.
Yes, Fritz
Is
has
it
the best bait.
or just a means of destruction?
Yes,
I caught lots of fish.
it's true.
Well, that is nice. I prefer the old fashioned. I got my nets, got my tackle, got my poison barbs. It's everything you really need to do fishing.
And your fishing hat, of course.
My what?
Your fishing hat.
I'm not wearing a hat.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, no, it's been pretty good fishing. I mean, the GUD folks don't really have a taste for fish as far as I can tell, but there's enough people around who are buying.
Yes, it's mostly worms and grubs and such. And very fancy, very expensive cake.
Yes.
So the GUD like to eat the bait for your fish.
Mm.
I mean, You know what? That probably explains why the bait shop was sold out this last few days. I've been looking for some fresh worms and grubs and things, and they were like, "We don't have any." I'm like, "How can you not have any? I'm one of the, there's only like so many fishermen in town. You always had supplies before, and now they've been eating the bait. That's
Yeah.
weird, I tell you."
Moles are just underground fish.
You could go mole fishing.
Well, we've jumped right back to cannibalism again. Good job, everybody.
Suggesting that you eat the moles. They're far too large for you to eat, at least in one sitting.
I'll bring the dynamite.
Yes.
Best bait ever.
Whoa,
True.
whoa. Let's not. Let's not be talking about. I mean, they're fine folk from the underground. They're going to make the town orderly. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We haven't said anything rude about them
Of
to
course not.
anybody.
Of course not. They're fine people.
No. They're wonderful. And very marvelous weddings, I will tell you. They're
Yes. Memorable.
perfectly structured.
It's memorable.
Great
Constance,
pyrotechnics.
I have a question for you.
Oh yes.
You know how? I mean, obviously, with Cliff Falls, every once in a while you have to rebuild. But how long has the gambling hall been present in this town?
Oh well, it's been with my family for a couple generations now.
How would you like your establishment to be listed as an official historical building with the National Historical Society / Labor Union / Wedding Planners?
What would this entail exactly?
Well,
And
obviously,
what kind of benefit is it?
well, it puts you on the map because so many people are fascinated with historical buildings. And, we're trying to make Icetrap into, a destination place, grant up your tourism, especially now that the Duchy are here. I mean, this is going to be a big town now. So, making this a historical building is good for your business, and all it requires is just a teensy-weensy little yearly fee. So that the national, or what do we call
The
it?
Woodlands Historical Preservation
Yes, the
Society.
Woodlands Historical Society can continue functioning because, we have to provide documents, especially with the Duchy, all the paperwork and everything like that. It's a lot of clerical business. But we handle all of that for you. You just get the title and the business.
You need to persuade somebody.
Yeah. Whoop. My dice are so nice tonight. That's another 12.
Ooh.
Oh, that's neat. Can you re-roll that for me, please?
What did you just
Thank
do?
you, Meg.
Now it's a 13.
Listen, I tried.
I got a 6 and a 5 and then a 6 and a 6.
Okay, listen. You have to try sometimes. It's mostly because a scammer is a scammer, and game should recognize game.
Yeah, that's fair. But I'm a sweet, adorable, innocent little otter. I'm not trying to scam you.
She's used to scamming small town rooms. She has no idea what she just let walk in her front door.
Yeah, for real.
I think she'll take. She's like, this is a very interesting proposition, but I haven't heard of your historical society thing before, so I'm going to need to see a little more evidence that this kind of paperwork is going to bring in the kind of traffic we need here.
Mm.
So,
Of course.
if you can show that saying that this is a historical building really drives up more business, and I know business is a little slow, it's probably a little hard sell, what with all the invading army around, but if we get some more foot traffic who are interested in the historical nature of this building in particular, I could see there being some use. How much did you say that fee was again?
Insert number that seems reasonable.
You can just, as most things can be constituted as a value amount, where one value is usually good for like one little thing, and like some of your best equipment is like 3 or 4 value worth, that kind of thing.
Well, it is obviously a prestigious, and we don't just hand this out willy-nilly. I mean, it's around 4 value, but it's an annual renewal, and it's just, it's just great for the town and your business. And don't worry, we are excellent at marketing this. We kind of double dip into many different businesses.
Well, and
But if you dip into so many businesses, how can you focus on mine?
Well, that's why you focus on yours. We just give you the pretty title and do all the paperwork.
Yes. Well, and Vi and I were talking about the need to have additional kind of local headquarters of the Historical Society.
Yes.
Which of course means, growing a local membership. Individual members contribute just a pittance to maintain local history. And then as a headquarters of the local Historical Society, you of course would be able to leverage some of that to maintain this wonderful historical establishment. And then we would simply, the Woodlands wide chapter would simply require a little bit off the top.
Now you roll a persuade.
4, 5, 9, 12.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's worth it. No, it is. You rolled again. Thank you, Jeff.
Four, 5, 9, 12.
Yeah. Listen, we try a little bit. So she's like, I'm listening. Yes. So just show me that calling something a historical gambling house will drive more business.
Sure.
Then I'd be interested in seeing what all of this paper.
Yeah. And she gets what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's like, yeah, you scam everyone around here and give us it because we are not interested in the labor.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote down gambling house and then scams as the conflict, and I was thinking you'd stop them, but I see now that would not be the case.
No.
You thought we were gonna stop scam?
Now
what
V.
if increase scams?
Yes, exactly. Now V.
Yes.
What do you think about granting the Saucy Squid provisional historical status? Because while you can tell from its provenance that it is indeed historical, we don't know if it's culturally significant. That kind of has to do with the reaction and the importance that it plays in the local society. And if indeed we are able to, if the reaction of the local populace is that this is indeed a very valued kind of civic center, then I think we could certainly justify granting it permanent status.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So all you need to do is to put up a sign, and we'll just make the provisional part very small. This establishment has been designated an edifice of local cultural and historical significance. And then we'll put our little seal next to it to make it official.
And we need to make it, an event. Like, this needs to be a big deal. So, I can make some flyers. We can pass them around tomorrow. Let it be known that the first historical building of Icetrap has been announced. And then draw a crowd. And I'm sure Marsh can provide entertainment, and everybody else will be there.
We could have a centennial-ish celebration.
Yes.
It's been around for at least 100 years, right? The history of the edifice stretches back so far into time that none can remember when it was founded. However, it's been standing here for at least 10 decades, we are going to celebrate its centennial.
Yeah, so something. It's probably like definitely, maybe even 2 centuries, maybe even. No, otherwise they're all dead. So, at any rate, yeah, that sounds great. You know, the wood shop probably has the kind of printing stuff you need for flyers. They have enough wood pulp extras or what have you if you need to stop by there at some point and figure out what you're doing there. But at any rate, looks like I have a few other customers, so if you'll excuse me, I look forward to our business opportunities.
Yes, of course.
She'll shake your hands.
Yes.
And I think at this point, Gully probably follows her over because another table of games is starting, and he is about to spend all of his money.
If you need a distraction for the GUD, so like you don't want the GUD coming to that celebration, I can be the distraction because you know they love me so much.
No, I think we want them to attend, don't you?
Yeah, we need to get them on board so that we can get the official paperwork done. Yeah, so that it's a legitimately recognized under the new regime.
Yes, I think we need to make it a celebration of Icetrap's joining of the duchy, and also the centennial of this fine establishment, and get as many moles as possible into one location.
Sounds like a great idea. Can be Icetrap's official welcoming of the duchy.
Yes.
Embracing the new tradition.
Yes.
Perfect.
I thought it was just a scam.
Is that something
like crime?
We should want them to want to embrace?
The wonderful view from the edge of the cliff.
I'm sure that moles love the lava lamp decor in here.
I'll create a light show just for them.
Yes.
It'll be a moment to remember.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure we can find some way to make it a groundbreaking event.
We're headed straight for explosion number 3.
We can, I mean, look, I'm not proposing. Look, I'm innovative, but I'm not proposing anything earth-shattering. But you never know what ideas might come to us.
The roof will be on fire.
It might be fire. So
Maybe.
the afternoon / evening rolls along. So I assume that Marsh and V are discussing historical society plans or thereabouts.
Yes.
What are the rest of you doing as the evening approaches?
I had dinner.
That's true. Are you?
I think they talked about going to the wood shop too.
That is true. We'll see what we have time for. That might be a tomorrow thing. Are you letting anyone else come to dinner, or are you just going to eat somewhere in a corner and they haven't noticed?
Oh, I was just gonna eat by myself.
Okay.
And then if a certain old friend came along to join me, then...
You think your friends are going to let you eat by yourself?
Yes.
You guys are doing stuff, and
No,
Marsh probably
we
doesn't even
can't
notice
let
I'm
you-
gone, remember? We
we
had that
can't
conversation
let
of,
you
oh,
be
he
all
probably wouldn't even
by
notice if Tack was gone.
We can't let you be all by yourself. Someone will sit on you. I think Tack is a little put out because the super fancy painting is all gone. I think you got used to being all smart and special looking. It's okay. We'll paint you something fresh tomorrow. But for now, there's no reason for you to sit by yourself.
After about 5 minutes of conversation, Marsh has forgotten that Tack was sitting there, and Tack slips away.
Just the little we have like a Tack distraction rock that we just slip to Marsh
Little
whenever
green
Tack
mossy
needs
rock,
to
and I
leave.
pet it.
Yeah, and we're just
See, don't you feel
pushing
better,
it and like,
Tack?
go, go, go.
Over here in the corner by yourself. You're so silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, Tack goes to the corner, and then yes, indeed, Damon comes by and grabs a seat with you. And I think at first the conversation is just like general pleasantries as any food is delivered, that kind of thing. You know how it goes. And then he says, well, I will say that my plans here have been waylaid further than I had wanted.
So whatever plans you had didn't work.
Well, they weren't here a few days ago.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. And they finally get their paperwork cleared. There's little to stop them on their way to get what they want. But some plans can be shifted easily. But what
Right.
brings you here?
Well, had some interesting developments over in Oakenhold. Before that was in Rooston. Met another old friend of ours.
Which one's that? Sorry.
Warham.
Oh. How's he doing?
Definitely not as good of a shot with the one eye.
Nice.
He's still
Real,
kicking.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors that they ran into some trouble at a wedding of some kind. Kidnapped daughter.
Some explosions. A certain wedding gifts were destroyed in the explosion, supposedly. Kidnapping. But you wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh no, just what you hear on the road as a merchant, you know. I've been in Icetrap for some time, haven't really left. Really sounds like I could use a helping hand in the old merchant trade again. Real shame that you left the biz.
Once I'm out of the biz, just maybe not with the same guild.
Well, to each their own, I guess. Well, as long as you're in town. I've been thinking about getting into the woodworking business, you know? It's they have a pretty nice guild here. They making a lot of commissions for the duchy right now. Pretty lucrative for them to sell their bows and staves and what have you.
I heard the tackle and bait business was the one that was popping.
Well, there are a lot of the fisher people here. I can't help much with that. Not exactly my forte, but he'll slide you surreptitiously like, you know, it's like, oh, here's a napkin and I put it down here, and then you're like, oh yeah, we do the thing where I grab that, and it's hiding a note that has some further details in it and so on about what he's hinting at. But other than that, he wraps up the dinner and says, well, it was good chatting with you. I'll leave you to it, I guess.
Just a quick question before you go. Oakenhold. Any rumors on the in the merchant biz about who was responsible for that?
Of all the things, I feel like I've heard only that there was just a flood. I hadn't actually heard that there was anything causing it other than a freak of nature going on. But I have heard that
I don't remember for the out of player character, whatever. What did we find out again about because wasn't there a conspiracy about the kilns being blown up and stuff at the same time, and we had theories about it? I don't remember if we actually tracked anything down on that.
Let me open up that thing. I think you did track most of that down. Let me double check the Oakenhold stuff, because I think yeah, he would probably know about this. But I think no, he says, oh yeah, the flooding, it's a real shame about that. Real shame that, any local merchants weren't really able to offer their assistance when everything went down.
What did we figure out? Because I don't remember.
I think you knew that someone had blown up the kiln separately.
We knew that, but did we know what faction?
I think that you were... I don't actually know if you remember, but at this point you can more or less confirm. He's saying that it was a Corvid conspiracy situation where they were trying to... This is not atypical for them, to cause harm and then say, oh, I'm here to help you. And then they are owed the favor by the denizens.
Which is one of the reasons Tack left.
Yes. And it is exactly that kind of thing happening here. Or there. He mentions it, but he keeps it a little more vague because he knows you don't like it.
Well, luckily I was there to lend a hand.
Lucky for us all. I'd say if you're moving on at some point, I'd watch out around Milltown. I've heard that the GUD is moving up there too. And let's see, I think you'd also know. And I've heard even, I don't think you're probably going to head out past the mountain out west, but heard Iron Veins under Erie control now. They've been doing a campaign there, and I think they've gotten it. But they haven't moved in a while, to be honest. They're gotten complacent in Patchwork, I'd say.
Seems like there's not a whole lot of places left that aren't under some sort of GUD or Erie control.
Well, here's hoping that'll change, he says. And at this point, he will take his leave for the evening. When you check the note, it's written in a code. I think it's probably a little different than you remember, but I think you can parse it because you used to work with them. Talking generally about they are, at this point, whatever plans they had before, you don't know, but at this point they are stealing stuff from the GUD supplies. They are stealing stuff from the wood shop. They are targeting food supplies. They are basically taking what they can, either handing it off to other people or smuggling it out of the city is their current operations. And it basically, I don't think it's saying exactly where all these things or when they're happening, but just saying, hey, if you want to help out with that, I'm available, kind of thing. Like, come talk to me again. All right. Hector, what are you doing this evening?
Fritz.
Yeah.
I have had an idea.
I like ideas.
So, this place, it's run by Constance, right?
Yeah.
And Constance is a very good gambler. Maybe. But it's also building is on the cliffside,
Yeah.
above the caves.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that Constance has tunnels that go down into the caves so that she can smuggle things.
Interesting.
Me and you, we should find them. Because if there's goods in there, then, well, I'd like some goods. They could be historical or cultural.
Yes. And I'm sure V and Marsh would love that so much. And then we'd be all one big happy family.
They love us.
Yes.
We should look for them.
Definitely. And if we find, just like not a whole bunch, but like a good amount of explosives, then that would be even better to help with Marsh and V's plan to do the ceremony, because I can use that to make an amazing light show that would draw so many people in.
I guess.
It'll work. I have faith.
Hector is at this point vaguely aware of the fumes of alcohol surrounding him and wonders just how quickly he would go up if Fritz found explosives.
Exactly. Well, is Hector planning on looking for these smuggling tunnels tonight? Or maybe tonight? All right, let's find some smuggling tunnels really quick. First of all, can you try sneaking, both of you? And if you don't have it, you just have to push your luck. This is the wrong book for me to look in for moves. So it'd be the attempt to roguish feat, which is sneak, which is based on finesse. And if you don't, it's trusting fate. I say the actual things now.
I have trusted fate, and I have gotten a 6.
Cool. What'd you get, Fritz?
Oh, is it possible to use a major boom?
I mean, it is, but one of you's failed, so...
If you succeed, I'll have fallen down the tunnel.
Well, I got a 3.
All right. We're doing the quite simple solution of Hector is very drunk and is doing the thing where you're sneaking towards a back room while very drunk and you think you're very sneaky, but like everybody who works there is watching you. So I think you're heading towards a back room, and Constance comes over and is all like, "Whoa there! Where do you think you're going? That's the back room. Do you need to find the bathroom? That's outside."
This place has an outhouse.
Yes, because of its historical nature. Because it's like over 100 years old, probably. Let's out, and she's just kind of escorting both of you away from behind the counter and towards the front door, or
That's so
back
fancy.
door, whichever one leads to the outhouse.
But I don't really want a cold cloaca. What if what if once the money is rolling in from all of this cultural and futuristic society stuff, once the money is rolling in, you can build a bathroom, a proper one. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as I don't have to hear anything about cloacas again, I think that's probably fine. Like, you can just redo historical buildings whenever you want, right? That's still historical, right? Right, V? You can just remodel it?
It has to be within certain guidelines, but I'm sure we can make it work.
Sounds great. Yeah, no, that sounds fine. However, tonight, the only bathroom is outside.
Okay.
So there's no bathrooms in the rooms?
Listen, we're not getting much more into medieval bathroom practices here. But indoor plumbing isn't really a thing.
Luckily, we have established that we don't wear pants.
Yes, this is true. Pants optional.
Can Fritz ask Constance if she'll hold his hand?
Yes? To go to the bathroom?
No, just now, just to, because it's dark outside, and, darkness.
Okay.
Think twice before accepting a ring.
Ominous things to say. Hector, when you go outside, Rhodia's there. And she's standing there with her arms crossed, and she's all like, "Oh, did you find a place to go eat and drink?"
Rhodia, I love you. I'm going to stumble towards her, but as willing as anything else I do while drunk, so probably towards the cliff, actually.
Yeah. She's going to sidestep. Please roll trust fate.
Snake eyes.
All right, off you go. You stumble all the way off the cliff, and eventually, I believe, recover yourself from falling because you are a bird. So, you'll be fine. But I think that's where we'll end it, with Hector falling off a cliff.
Ready? No, slow motion.
No, she's like, whatever. He's a bird.
He'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. She'll probably check when she hears the splash. Did he recover? Oh no, he's still moving. That's fine.
This is weak voice. I love you.
All right. So this is the Root role-playing game. I forgot the party is actually chaotic neutral. So that's
we
very
bring
exciting.
joy wherever we go. We do nothing but help people.
Yeah.
I literally had to save somebody's life from Fritz. An innocent person.
Yeah,
that Fritz had wronged in the past.
Yeah, that's right. That probably did happen, didn't it?
Look, when life gives you potatoes, sometimes you have to make crisps.
Sometimes other people turn into crisps too.
So many crisps. So this is the Root role-playing game that we've been playing. And we'll be continuing this on Sunday and finish up what we're doing in this town, I think, because it works out for usually doing 2 instead of 3. I think I'll start a little sooner. I'm Misha _less than 3 on Twitch. at Mishuea on Twitter or Tumblr. And you can check out fan art in the Discord. Tough.
Cool. I'm Nanny Tough. We're Tough Talk some of the rated nickname. I've been playing V. Do we do the drives at the end?
We do. That's important for you leveling and stuff. I think only a
Okay.
couple of you got yours because of just the way the pacing goes, but
yeah, I think we got maybe Discovery.
Yeah.
For the ruin.
yes.
And then clean pause maybe next time if we pull off the
Yes.
Historical Society
it's the
scam part 2.
same scam, but it moves along. So you read out your drives and then we decide where you fulfilled it. If you did and you have not already advanced this session for the drive in question, then you advance. So you can pick whatever advancement that is.
Sweet.
Probably off screen. You can also, at the end of the session, you may choose one element of your playbook to update or change. You don't have to, but it includes replacing a drive with a new drive from any playbook, replacing the nature with a new nature from any playbook, or replace a connection, both the type and subject, with a new connection from any playbook. I think that one's probably a little more complicated because I think it might get rid of a few benefits and stuff like that, but it's more of a, if this isn't working anymore, you can change out a thing.
Cool. I will just take my advancement and be content and, continue to scheme about scamming a scammer into joining my historical society. That's great. Go sit.
Hello, I am Sinarsinful__potato on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, most social media sites. Yeah, I just completed 31 days of mermaid arts. That was fun. Drawing every day for 31 days. It's cool. I play Fritz. Fritz is happy that Fritz made a friend that is a fox. Or at least Fritz thinks that Constance is a friend. Who knows? I don't know. Just watching Hector fall off the cliff, that's fun. And Fritz totally doesn't have a super duper chaos explosive lit plan to achieve some drives for the next session. Why?
Hello, I've been Twi'lek, and I've been playing Hector. I will be next session. My drives are ambition, so I advanced when I increased my reputation with a faction, which we didn't do. And greed, I advanced when I secure a serious payday or treasure. And a room for the nice isn't really serious, so I have not advanced. SJ.
I am SJ_sidekick. I do not stream. My drives are freedom, advance when you free a group of denizens from oppression, which, nope. And protection is when I protect Marsh from significant danger when time passes and my ward is safe. I would argue a day is probably not a significant amount of time, so I don't think I've advanced at all.
I'm super safe. What are you talking about? We are going to free a bunch of denizens from the confines of the cliff top. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, I'm 0 daylight. And yes, Chev is correct. Our alignment is chaotic. And Marsha's drives are advance when you encounter a new wonder or ruin in the forest. Absolutely. And clean paws. So we will have to do some crime and get away scot-free. Which, is hard to do. We've done it before. But if there aren't any living witnesses... Sorry. Anyway. Cool. Yeah, and we'll be back here, Mish? Sunday evening?
Sunday evening.
Cool. Sunday evening for the explosive conclusion. Maybe. Or maybe not. Who knows? as long as we expand the Historical Preservation Society, we're good. We should probably say goodbye to our friends. Oh, first of all, thank you, Misha, for running. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Thank you for those of you in chat who came and shared boons and not so much the banes. Remember, the banes are for when I'm running, all boons for when I'm playing. Thanks to Bro Gullet for the NPC me and the resulting Gully, who smells strange but is quite lovely. And we will see you all back here, and we're going to say goodbye to our friends on YouTube, and then we can take our time saying goodbye to you guys. So goodbye, YouTube friends.